Hello, spiritual travelers. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Mystic Owl. Today we have another pick a card reading for you, and this one is about how other people in your life perceive you, about your personality traits, what's good, what's bad, what they like, what they don't, how you present yourself to the world, basically. We have 4 piles here today. So we have the pink little bunny rabbit for pile number 1. We have the Pooh Bear for pile number 2. We have the cow for pile number 3. We have the monkey for pile number 4. Just remember, this is a timeless reading, so when you're drawn to this video is the time you're meant to receive this message. And before we get started, you can follow me on Instagram at mystic_owl_318. So please have a look over at the piles, use your intuition to pick one of the piles. The timestamps will be below. Remember to take what resonates and to leave the rest behind. Let's get started with pile number 1. Welcome, pile number 1 with the cute pink little bunny rabbit. Let's find out how the world perceives you, or how the people around you see you. Let's start with your tarot cards. First off, we have the Queen of Wands. So straight off the bat, you could be a fire sign. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. You have the Four of Wands. There you go. More fire energy. You have the Judgment card in reverse. It says here, indecision, self-doubt, life lessons. And you have the Five of Cups in reverse. Moving on. Forgiveness. I see a unique individual here. Someone that knows who they are and doesn't really care too much about other people's opinions of them, that you are a strong individual that just present yourself to the world the way that you want, really. You don't give a shit if people think that you don't fit in, and you don't care either. I think people see you as that unique individual that just is a little bit quirky and has your own style, and that is really quite confident in the way that you appear, and the way you dress, and the way that you present yourself to people. And I really think that people see you as a very authentic individual that just doesn't feel the need to put on a mask in front of other people, really. With the card of Judgment here in reverse, it says here indecision, but I also see that as kind of someone that has sort of emerged from a cocoon, really, and is now showing like your true, authentic, beautiful self to the world. That you've moved on from some things that may have held you back in the past, and are in a happier place in life, that just is very sort of loyal to the people around you, that know and care for you, and that you care for. That you're the kind of person that will cut people off if you feel that they're not being authentic, or that they're just not giving you anything that brings any joy or happiness to your life. If they're not sort of adding to your life in a positive way, then you're the kind of individual that will just sort of leave them behind, and just keep true to yourself and to the people that actually make your life better, that you're able to move on and not sort of hold on to those relationships that just aren't working. I have a sense that you're a very loyal individual, and that if you do open up to somebody, then you'll be very loyal to them, and people love the fact that they can sense a very strong loyalty in you. I also see here with the Five of Cups in reverse and moving on, and the Judgment card in reverse and indecision, that you don't always know what it is that you're doing or where you're going. that sometimes you can sort of get caught up in stressing about what the right decision is, but eventually you sort of you move on regardless. That even though you may not know what the right decision is, so you're able to make a decision and sort of move forward anyway. So there's a little bit of spontaneity in this group, I think. Even when things aren't completely clear, you will make a decision and move forward. And so in that sense, you're a little bit of a leader, because leaders have to make decisions based on the information that they have at that point in time. It may or may not be the right decision, but somebody's got to make that decision in order to move forward in life. And I see a strong leadership quality in you, pile number one, and I sense that the people around you also see you as a leader and rely on you to make decisions, the big decisions in life, whether it be at work or within your family. Within your family environment, with the four here, the Four of Wands. And I think that's a very admirable trait, in the sense that you've got like a lot of responsibility in your hands, I think. And you really embrace that, I see. With the Five of Cups in reverse, I sense that there's some things in the past that you've had to sort of move on from or forgive. Your life hasn't always been, also with the Judgment card in reverse, your life hasn't always been just peaches and cream. I think that you have had your own battles too, and you've had to emerge from that cocoon, really, and learn how to believe in yourself, I think. So you've really transitioned and blossomed in the later part of your life, or you're in a place where you're learning to sort of believe in your own judgment, really, and to take control, and to know what it is that you need to do that will be the best, that will give you the best result. So people also can recognize that you are growing and becoming more confident, I think. On that note, let's have a look at your oracle cards, pile number one. First card we have here is number 40. Mouse Spirit, tend to the small things. And number 10, Buffalo Spirit, the abundant universe will provide. That's a beautiful card, isn't it? Lovely, lovely message. Okay, with those two cards, first thing I'm seeing, pile one, with Mouse Spirit and tend to the small things, and the card of Judgment here, indecision. Sometimes you do stress about things that maybe aren't so important, that you might actually have trouble making decisions occasionally, just because you've really got a lot of responsibility. I sense that you probably have you have a family to look after, or you're in a role where people really rely on you to make some big decisions. But sometimes that's not so easy for you. But at some point, you always do move on and make a decision. So sometimes people don't see you as so much being indecisive, but they do see that you have a lot of pressures in life, and that sometimes it can cause you a little bit of anxiety, or that you ruminate about making certain decisions. But I do sense that those people also understand that eventually you will make the decision that you feel is best for you at any given moment, really. I can just see here with the little clock here in the Judgment card in reverse, that sometimes you feel like there's a lot of pressure on you to really make big decisions, and it really may cause you some angst, that you overthink the smaller things that maybe aren't so necessary. On that note, also, I do sense too that you are very detail-oriented, pile one, that you like to have a very solid plan in place before you move forward, and that's a beautiful thing to do. I wish I was far more organized in life. I'm sure my life would be a lot more easy if I were more organized. I see a group that is quite organized too. But if you spend too much time on organizing, I guess you'll never get anything done. So at some point you realize that you've just got to move on, you know. with the buffalo spirit, the abundant universe will provide. You understand that whatever decision you make in certain circumstances, that things will always work out okay. Maybe you don't know if it's going to be for the best or not, but you do believe that that the decisions that you make will turn out okay, and that you will be all right and get through whatever trial and tribulations you have. So I think there's a level of confidence in this group that you really believe in your own abilities, and you believe that you have the strength to overcome any sort of hurdles that may come up, basically. Even if you do tend to spend a little bit of time maybe overthinking things, you do think that you believe in your ability to overcome those hurdles and to move forward in life. The next thing I'm seeing here, okay, so you've got 2 4s too, which is the number of a strong foundation and reliability. So as I was saying, people see you as kind of like that leader and that rock that they can rely on to make the right decisions and to be a supportive person. You'd like to help and support the people around you that really care for you and that you care for. You're very loyal and very nurturing too. So the Queen of Wands is a very sort of compassionate and nurturing individual that knows what she wants and knows how to help others too. But the next thing I'm also seeing, Pile 1, is you've got the butterfly here in the Judgment card. And I'm not sure if these are butterflies, but in the 4 of Wands here in this Commonplace Tarot deck, they look like butterflies to me too. So I have this feeling that you're a bit of a social butterfly, that that you like to like get out and have a bit of fun, and meet new people. And with the buffalo spirit, the abundant universe will provide that that life isn't always about just working and hard work, that you need to have fun too and get out and sort of follow your dreams and passions and be social and meet new people. And I really see like a really unique individual that's both fun-loving but also highly driven and just doesn't really give a shit too much about what other people think about them. And I personally think that's an amazing trait. And I sense that the people that really care about you too just find you really endearing in that sense, that you you just don't give a shit and you go out and just be your authentic self regardless. The next card we have here is number 27, emotional balance. And number 3, action, movement, perseverance, discipline, and motivation. Okay. So, yes, pile number 1 with the card of action and somebody that's dancing here. So that's giving me 2 messages. It sort of strengthens my comment about someone that just likes to go out and have fun. That is your authentic self. You dress the way you want. You do what you want when you want. Just like to bring a level of like joy and happiness to any situation. But I also see with the card of action someone that does have to take the lead, that actually makes things happen, even if that may cause you a little bit of angst sometimes. That you are somebody in a position of leadership and a motivator, really. So I think by being your authentic self, you motivate others to really try and be their authentic selves, but also I think you're in a position that requires leadership skills, and so you need to motivate others in that role. With emotional balance, I really see this, that you are quite compassionate, kind, and that you don't allow anything to really rock your boat too much, that even if there's things that might be quite challenging for you, you have the ability to sort of really stay quite emotionally centered and just to bring harmony and peace to any situation, which is a beautiful leadership trait, really. Okay, pile number 1. I've got here the standard Rider-Waite Tarot deck. let's just get some further messages from the universe about how other people see you. How does the world perceive you? Oop. I'll take that card. Oh, we've got the Knight of Wands. Sorry, the Nine of Wands, I should say. And the Nine of Pentacles. Interesting. 2 nines. Which is it's a really spiritual number about the end of a cycle, really, or approaching the end of a cycle, like the number 10, which is the end of a cycle in a rebirth. Yeah, you like to keep moving on. You try not to let anything hold you back. Moving on. You take action, you make decisions, even if they may not be easy for you at the time. And like to get things done. This is a pile of action, I think. A pile of knowing what you want and moving towards it, and not letting anyone hold you back, or not letting anything hold you back. The Nine of Pentacles is also, it kind of reminds me of the Empress card a little bit, is a strong, independent woman, although you could be a man. It's just the energy of the card. There's a feminine energy here that is very compassionate and nurturing, and likes to share her wealth and her abundance with the people around her. I also sense that you're a very strong individual in your own right. This is a pile that probably you could be single and you're quite happy being single, I think. Or if you are in a relationship, this is a pile that I'm really getting an energy of needing your own space on a regular basis, and that your partner accepts and understands that in you, because in order to maintain your emotional balance, I think you probably need a lot of time on your own, in order to grow and reflect, and to just sort of fill your cup up again, so that you can really help and guide other people. So people may see that dichotomy in you, as someone that is really strong in their own right and a very unique, passionate individual, but also someone that just actually needs a bit of time alone to sort of do and work on yourself, and just to, do your own thing, really, which I totally get. And with the Nine of Wands here, I think that you've overcome some battles in the past, and you've ripped down this wall now. That sometimes you may get caught up in the smaller things, but you're able to really sort of fight through and just keep moving forward. So as I said, there's a lot of fire energy in this pile. So you've got the Queen of Wands, the Four of Wands, the Nine of Wands, and you also have, I guess, the red here related to the root chakra. There's a lot of fire energy in this deck. So you may have a lot of fire in your chart. But either that, or you're just somebody that is really disciplined and really likes to go after whatever it is that you want, and you don't care about other people's opinions so much. You're a determined and strong individual in your own right, and I think people around you know not to mess with you in that sense. File number 1. That's all I have for you. If this resonated, I'd love for you to leave a comment in the comment section and just give me a bit more insight into the reading. And if it did resonate, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. And let's move on to pile number 2. Welcome, pile 2, with the little Pooh Bear. I think it's a bear. I hope it's a bear. Let's find out how others perceive you by starting with your tarot cards. First off, we have the Empress in reverse, dependence. It says here, smothering creative block. Interesting. Yeah, that's interesting. We have the Queen of Buttons, which is nurturing, providing, and practicality. We have the Seven of Cups in reverse. Your final tarot card is the Fool in reverse. Interesting. Okay, pile 2, the first thing I'm seeing, even though the Empress is in reverse, I still sense that you are a very nurturing, compassionate individual that likes to provide for the people around you. You may be a parent, or you're in a position where you have some responsibilities of other people, to look after other people. So you provide nurturing and support. I think you're a very supporting and caring, compassionate individual, and other people sort of rely on you or depend on you to sort of bring them through, and to maybe feed them if you're a mother or father, or to just sort of provide some emotional support, I think, sometimes. I have a feeling that you're also a highly dependable person. With the Fool card in reverse here, I see someone that doesn't like to take too many risks in life. You're a very grounded individual, I sense, pile 2. In the sense that you don't like to really allow your head to get up in the clouds. You like your energy to be really grounded and to know what it is that you will be doing next. I think you're probably a very strong planning individual too. You like to be very disciplined and plan your day. You like to plan how you're going to achieve your goals. You like to plan how you're going to finish your project, and like to be in control. There's an energy here of someone that doesn't like to take too many risks in life, I think, and that's probably because of your upbringing and your place of responsibility. You like to know how you're going to be able to put the food on the table every night. You like to know where that money is coming from. You like to know how you're going to get to that end goal, and be prepared for basically any sort of hurdle or trials that may arise on your journey, really. Which is a really commendable trait. I think the people around you that love and care for you know that you are someone that is that will always be quite stable and solid. They know who you are and what you're about, because you really sort of present your true nature to the world, in the sense that you're very solid and reliable, I think. I see there's an indication of someone that I think would probably be a very strong business person. It does say here, yeah, dependable. And with the Fool in reverse, I sense that you would be a strong business person, or in a position of management, or a strong professional, in the sense that you are highly dependable and very organized. This is another pile that seems to me to be highly organized. It doesn't take too many risks, and just likes to know what's happening. You don't like any sort of sudden surprises, basically. Almost bordering on some OCD in a way, I think, pile 2. I don't mean that in any sort of negative sense, or it's just something that I'm saying, that you're so sort of goal oriented that maybe you could be a little bit controlling in some ways. Some people might see you as being quite controlling or dominant, and that you don't like for other people to sort of step in and take control, or you just don't like things coming up that you haven't foreseen before. So you don't like sudden surprises. You like to know what's next, what the next step is, basically. So the Queen of Buttons, which is the Queen of Pentacles in the standard Rider-Waite Tarot deck, is very reliable, and is very hardworking. To get to where she is, she's really had to work hard, and be dedicated. But she does that also by giving and receiving, I think. So you are, even though you have this sense of wanting to be in control and not really liking too many risks, you do know that the best way to really achieve your goals is to allow others to help you sometimes, and to relinquish that control sometimes, which I sense might be a little bit hard for you, Pile 2. But to get to where you are, you've had to allow others to help you along the way. So, yes, even though you are a very strong, independent individual, you are open to working with others too, and that's something that people see as a softer side of you. I think that you're able to work well in a team too when you need to. Pile 2, the pile number 1 also got the Queen of Buttons. So if you are sort of deliberating between pile 1 and pile 2, it might be worth going back and having a look at pile number 1, just for some further messages. But on that, let's move on to your oracle cards and see what they have to say. So the first card we have is Butterfly Spirit. Transformation is beautiful. And the next card we have is number 50, Rhino Spirit. Overcome any obstacle. Interesting. Initially, I'm seeing pile 2. You have number 50 in the Rhino Spirit. Number 5 being the number of change, basically, of a transformation or a new shift in energy. And you've got here, transformation is beautiful in the Butterfly Spirit card. I'm sensing that you are in a place right now where you're actually changing or relinquishing control a little bit. You're allowing others in. Maybe you're people can see that you're really trying to change your energy and the way that you present yourself to the world. I'd love to know if that resonates with you, actually. But I'm sensing that you're in a place where you're trying to change the way that you actually present yourself to people. You're doing some work on yourself, and people are actually starting to notice that that your energy is shifting, that I think you're probably becoming a lot more approachable, which makes sense now. So you had the Empress in reverse, but then you had the Queen of Buttons upright, and they're very similar cards, I think, in the sense that they're both about compassion and nurturing energy. So I think that what's happening here is that you're actually learning to be a little bit more compassionate, and to open up your heart a little bit and allow others in to receive from people too, and to not always need to be in control. And people are starting to find you more approachable, and to really enjoy your company and energy a lot more. And not to say that you weren't a kind or giving person prior to this, but I think you're becoming more of that. Even if you may have been a very loving and compassionate soul to start with, but you're really blossoming here. I think you've got two butterflies here also. I think you're really blossoming into something truly amazing. That you're finding your authentic self, that you know where you're going, and that you're learning to be the best version of yourself. And people are really starting to see how much you've blossomed also with all these flowers in this one. In the last year or so, I think that you've really transitioned. That maybe you're actually starting to approach life with a bit more of a day by day and moment by moment attitude of not needing to be so in control all the time, and not having to be in charge all the time also. Okay, let's see what your next oracle card is, pile 2. We have number 46, Inspiration. Ideas, sparks, conception, and impulse. Okay. So just on that, before I get to the next oracle card, the thing that stands out to me there is impulse. That I think prior to that you're really shifting. That now you're allowing yourself to actually just make decisions on the fly. You don't have to be in control and know the answer all the time. That you're sort of allowing other people in, and allowing ideas to come from other people also. And to really work from the moment and in the moment, as opposed to just having to be so detail oriented all the time. And the last card we have here is number 12, desires, goals, passion, craving, and fulfillment. Yes, you're a very, I sense that you were a very detail oriented individual. That you really worked hard toward your goals, and you needed to know how to get towards your goals. And that's a beautiful trait, I think, in the sense that it takes a lot of focus and desire to actually fulfill those dreams. So that's not a criticism at all. I think that people see that as an inspiring trait. That you're a very determined and passionate, driven individual, but that maybe sometimes it came across a little bit harshly or aggressively, but now people can see that you've really started to soften your energy, with the card of desires here too, with the woman here sort of opening her arms up and out towards, reaching out towards somebody else. I think that you're really allowing others in a little bit more, and you're really coming into your true authentic self. It's a beautiful read, I think, pile two, actually. Finally, pile two, I'm just going to get some further messages from the universe with the standard Rider-Waite Tarot deck. Universe, how else can you provide some other cards on how people see pile number two? How are they transitioning? What's going on there? Okay. So, talking about transition, we have the Death card. The Death card being the ultimate card of transition in the standard tarot deck. It's a transformation that just needed to take place, and it was going to happen regardless. Like, death is a certainty, right? So this may not have been an easy transition for you. It may not have been an easy sort of shift in energy, but I sense that you've finally moved past the worst of whatever it is that you've been going through, and that you're opening your heart up to people and allowing others in, and becoming just a truly beautiful and inspired individual. Talking about inspiration, we have here the Knight of Wands that also came out, which is true, I think, really the card of inspiration and really sort of working hard to move towards your dreams. This is a pile of a really driven person that I think still actually is quite a driven and passionate individual, but has just allowed this softer, gentle side to come through now, and loves providing for others, but actually now allows others to sort of provide for them, and we're starting to realize that you don't have to do everything on your own, which is a lesson that we all need to learn, I think, in life, really. That even though we all want to be completely independent and be able to provide for ourselves, sometimes we all need help, whichever way that may be, whether it be financially, emotionally, psychologically, materialistically, really. But I see someone that's truly coming into their own, and I also sense that the people around you see a real shift in the way that you approach life and the way that you sort of interact with people, and that you have a lot of love to give now, and you're a very strong, determined individual. That's all I have for you, pile number two. I hope that resonated. If it did, please like and subscribe if you haven't. And I'd love for you to leave a comment too about whether you are going through some sort of transformation or shift, or whether you have been working on yourself. I'd love to hear your story, so please leave a comment. And let's move on to pile number 3. Welcome, pile 3 with the cow. Let's find out how the world perceives you, or how your friends and family see you, by starting with your tarot cards. First card we have is the 7 of Buttons. Perseverance, rewards, diligence, awesome. So that's the 7 of Pentacles in the Standard Tarot deck. Next we have the 2 of Matches, progression, planning, and discovery. We have the 5 of Pentacles in reverse. And we have the Ace of Cups. There's some beautiful energy just there. Okay. The world sees you as an individual that is working towards your goals one step at a time with some, you have some strong dreams, and that you have overcome some really hard challenges. You're really coming out of them at the moment, but the world sees you as someone that has not let those things get you down, and that you are working towards your goals or emotional fulfillment one step at a time. So for you, pile 3, perseverance is the key. That you actually enjoy sort of each step on the journey to fulfilling your dreams. I think you're probably a very good organizer. You like to plan a lot before you sort of take the next step. You like to know where you're headed and what to do next. And I think you're probably someone that is very good at sort of leading a team, because you're you're able to bring a level of compassion and kindness to those around you, and show some love and respect, I think, to any team or your family members that may need some help, basically. I think your colleagues or the people you work with also see you as someone that actually knows how to deal with some really tough battles. So if there's something that gets in your way, you don't let it really get to you. You just sort of see it as just the next step to deal with, basically, and you embrace the challenge of overcoming that hurdle. You're a very hardworking individual also, with the word of diligence here. And you really want to achieve your goals. So you know that in order to do that, you need to really plan out your activities, and to actually sort of bring a level of joy to each activity as you go. The next thing I see here, pile 3, you have this squirrel, and I'm not sure what that is. It looks very much like a squirrel to me too, some sort of marsupial. You'll have to let me know in the comments if you're watching this from America, because I don't know what that is. But they look like very sort of playful, creative individuals that that dance around and sort of bring a lot of fun to their day-to-day activities. So I sense that you're probably a very fun-loving person that also knows how to be compassionate and bring joy to each situation. Let's look at your oracle cards for some further messages. First card we have here, Lion Spirit. Be generous of spirit. Nice. Number 37. And we have number 36. Awesome. It's a nice progression of numbers just there. Koi fish spirit. There is always enough. Okay, pile three. Also another synchronicity with pile three. You've got 2 threes here in these cards. That's cool. So you're pile number three being the number of expansion and growth. You're like the Seven of Pentacles. You know that to achieve your goals, it takes some time and hard work. That you are moving towards your goals slowly and allowing yourself to sort of love the journey, and bringing a level of joy and happiness to life. And so your friends and family around you see you as a hardworking, disciplined individual that they can rely on to really keep the ball rolling, and that you do so in any sort of trying circumstances by bringing a level of understanding and awareness, so that you're not too sort of aggressive, basically. I don't think that you're the kind of person that would actually say a bad word against anyone else. There's a real sort of loving and gentle nature in this pile, I think. I'm also seeing here the koi fish spirit, which is really reminds me of the star sign of Pisces, and the Ace of Cups, which is water being the suit, cups being the suit of water. And you're a very emotionally balanced, I think, individual. Next, I'm seeing here, pile three, you've got the Lion spirit, be generous of spirit, with the Ace of Cups and the Five of Pentacles in reverse, that people really can rely on you if they're going through a rough time, a bit of a rough patch in life, that they can draw on your energy, and a kind word from you to really help them get through. I think you're the kind of person that just knows what to say to someone to just sort of soothe them and make them feel better, so that they can move on from whatever heartache or pain that they're feeling, and actually reflect upon that situation and actually move on and feel better. There's a lot of like turquoise and green in these cards here, so that relates to the heart chakra. I sense that you're a really loving and kind, compassionate individual that people see as being that rock or someone that they can rely on to really get them through some hard times, basically. And not only do you just have the right words to say, but you also know how to bring out the fun and to turn a situation around into a really joyful moment, basically. Next, I'm seeing here, you have the Two of Matches and the Lion spirit. So you are someone that is very driven, that you are very passionate about your goals in life, and that you won't let anything hold you back from getting there. I sense that you've also had to come through some tough times in life, whether it be financial issues or things just sort of didn't manifest the way you had planned in some sort of circumstance. But you've only gotten stronger with the Lion spirit here. You've only gotten stronger. There's a sense of a real strong character here that has learned from those heartaches, and probably inspires others around them to not dwell too much on the losses, or to forgive yourself for the things that you put yourself through, and people see that in you and take inspiration from that. I also see an individual here with the Lion spirit, the Ace of Cups, and just a playful energy from these cards over here. Someone that actually is really sort of dedicates their time to their passions. And I think that you are a lot of fun to be around, whether your passion be dancing or singing or some sort of creative project, going to the gym, maybe exercising, running, or writing a book. Any sort of passion that you have in life, you throw yourself fully into it, and you want to get better and better at it, because you love it. You know, you love you love dedicating time to the things that you really enjoy. And people see that and think that you've got it right, that you know how to sort of live life. And that probably inspires a lot of other people to really like get out there and have fun, and to get out and do the things that they really enjoy too. That because life isn't all about work, is it? Like, all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy, right? Let's move on to your last oracle cards here, pile 3. You have the number 13, sexuality, openness, sharing, beauty, and honor. And you have the card of 39, dreams, messages, signs, symbols, and guidance. I am saying, so that's 4 3s that I see in those cards there. So 3 in the 13, 3 in 37, 3 in 36, and 3 in the 39. Yeah, you're an individual that promotes growth, expansion, not only in yourself, but just by people being in your presence. You allow them to see things from a different perspective that they hadn't before. So even just by just your presence, really. But if they have a chat to you about some heartache or something that they're going through, you have the ability to really draw upon a different perspective, basically, and to allow them to sort of change their mindset and to move on from that heartache or whatever's holding them back. With the card of sexuality here, it says here, openness and sharing. I sense that that you actually sort of aspire to bring out the best in people, that you're probably a very strong communicator too, and that you just love trying to help other people be the best versions of themselves, really. And you also have here the word guidance in the dreams card. You like to be that guiding light, that shining beacon for people around you to sort of to really be the best that they can be. People see you as an inspiration in the sense that you bring out the best, really. I think that you are a dreamer, that you have big dreams, and that you follow your dreams and chase your dreams. Interesting with the koi fish spirit and the card of dreams. I do sense that sometimes maybe your dreams can be a little bit up in the clouds, possibly, and that you like to sort of, I bet you daydream a lot too. You get in your own sort of mind a little bit and sort of can lose a little bit of track of time by just just really being in your own head and daydreams and being off with the fairies, as we would say here in Australia. But I see that as a beautiful trait. I think, who wants to be in reality all the time? It's a bit boring, really. So let's move on, pile 3, and get some further messages from the standard Rider-Waite Tarot deck to see how other people see you. Dear universe, please provide, there we go, some further inspiration for pile number 3, or how do other people see them in reality? Okay. Oh. We have the King of Cups in reverse. Interesting. So, before I look at this card, pile 3, I actually filmed pile 4 first because I like to mix it up a little bit. But pile 4 also, I had a similar message, and the King of Cups came out in reverse in pile number 4 too. So if you were deliberating between pile 3 and pile 4, there might be something further in there for you too. It might be worth actually having a look at both if you were sort of tossing it between pile 3 and pile 4. And the last card we have here is the, is the Six of Cups in reverse. So pile 4 also had the Six of Cups in their standard tarot cards. So possibly there's a message there for you too. It's interesting that I filmed pile 4 first because I didn't get to tell them that. But I do tend to believe that the universe will actually draw you to the pile that you're meant to see first. So if you were deliberating, there's definitely a message there for pole number 4 also. But I do see here a very emotional individual. So you've got the koi fish spirit here. There is always enough. The King of Cups in reverse and the Six of Cups in reverse. That you're, oh, and the Ace of Cups here. That you do sort of act as that rock for people. People come to you for some solid advice because they know that you've probably been through some hard times yourself and have managed to overcome them. I see the King of Cups here as, I guess, being you, but having to overcome some real troubling times that have caused you some emotional pain in your past. But because you've managed to get through that, people know that you can provide some real insight into how they can overcome similar challenges. I also do sense that sometimes people do think that maybe you do get sort of caught up in fantasy a little bit, and that you you like to really try and be the eternal optimist in each situation. But maybe in reality that's not always the way it should be. But I do still think that's a beautiful trait. You bring a level of happiness to each situation and really like to dream big, I think. You've had some things you've had to overcome, but it's really just made you a stronger person. And because of what you've been through, you know how to be open and honest with people. And they find that quite inspiring. I see a lot of fire and water in this deck. So you could be a water sign, or you have water in your chart, I think, definitely. So either Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, or potentially a lot of fire too with the Two of Matches and the Lion Spirit. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Anyway, I hope that resonated with you, pile 3. I'd be curious to know also what it is that you're dreaming about and what you want to achieve. So if you liked this, please share and leave a comment down below about what it is that you've been through and what you were trying to manifest in life. Have a fabulous day, and let's move on to pile number 4. Welcome, pile number 4 with the little monkey. Let's find out how other people perceive you and what they think about your personality. We'll start with your tarot cards. First card we have is Strength. Beautiful. Nice card. We have the Six of Cups with the kids hanging from the tree. We have the Nine of Matches. Resilience, courage, persistence. And the final card here we have is the Sun card. Happiness, optimism, and joy. That's some beautiful energy there, pile number 4. The first thing that stands out straight away to me is the card of strength and also the term here of courage in the Nine of Matches, which is a strong indication that your friends, family, and your colleagues, people around you, see you as a very strong and dominant personality, a personality that's drawn on some inner strength to overcome some battles in the past, or that is just very courageous and likes to sort of be spontaneous and go after things that you want in life. I'm also seeing here with the Six of Cups and the Sun card that you bring a lot of happiness and joy to each moment in life, that you really come from a place of like a little child. Your inner child is very strong, I think, and that you bring joy and happiness to each moment in life. I am sensing also that you've had to really rely on your own resilience. You've been through some things in life, possibly through your childhood or your adolescence, that really caused you some heartache and pain, and that you've actually had to draw upon your own inner strength with the Nine of Matches and the Strength card to not only overcome those battles, but to really like learn from those battles and to be in a place of happiness. I think maybe the lessons that you've been through in life have really taught you how strong and resilient you are. And the people around you that love and care for you actually see that joy emanating from you, because they know how strong you are through the things that you've been through too. So they see you as a very inspirational, passionate, and courageous individual that really has the ability to overcome any challenge in life, I think. I also sense that you're a lot of fun, that you bring an element of joy, laughter, and yeah, the inner child out in any situation. So people sort of see you as like this fun-loving, funny, witty individual, and that they really love to be around you because you just make any situation in life a lot more pleasant, really. The final thing that I'm seeing here, pile 4, with the Strength card and the Knight of Matches too, is that the people around you also believe that you have the ability to overcome any challenge, that you really persevere and fight on with whatever it is that you want, that you know what your goals are and you really work towards them. But you do so with bringing like a real element of joy and happiness to the situation. I'm also seeing a lot of fire energy actually in these 4 cards. So we've got here the Strength card, the Nine of Matches, and the Sun card, which is really like, I guess, the solar plexus chakra, and an element of sort of authority and taking charge. There's a lot of fire energy here, so you're probably very action-oriented individual, and the people around you know not to mess with you, I think, because they know that you are driven. You're very, very driven, and that they don't want to get in your way if you've got your mind set on something. So on that note, let's find out what your oracle cards have to say. First card we have here is the Moth Spirit, number 39. Surrender now. We have number 16, the Coyote Spirit, trust in divine detours. Now they're 2 interesting cards. They're very spiritually based messages there. So I'm sensing, pile 4, that either you've had some real strong battles to overcome in your life, and you're in a place now that you're drawing upon, you're in a happier place because you've overcome those battles, and you know how strong and resilient you are. It really took some courage and some inner strength to move forward and get past some things that were sort of bringing you or your family down, I think. And because of it, you're just in a place of bliss and joy because you know how strong you are. You've had to rely on some messages from the universe, I think, to be able to like move forward. I think when it says here, trust in the divine detours, that that really indicates to me that you know how strong you are by having to overcome so many sort of hurdles in your life. That you can rely on your own ability to achieve anything in life now, and your loved ones and the people around you, your colleagues, they really can see how strong and determined you are, and I think they have a lot of respect for you because through all the trials and tribulations in life that you've been through, you're able to still draw on or sort of present yourself to the world as a real happy-go-lucky individual that truly sort of brings a lot of inspiration and passion towards anything that you sort of go towards. You've had to really, with the card of Surrender Now, the Moth Spirit, Surrender Now, I sense that there were some times in your life that you were probably almost at rock bottom and you had to really work hard to change some certain habits in your life in order to actually overcome some battles. And it was probably took you to a really dark place at some point, I sense, Pile 4. But you've come out of it and you're shining bright now. You've got so much inspiration and passion to share with others, and that's something that the world and the people around you can see, is that you know how to sort of bring a level of happiness and joy to any situation. And you're sort of a shining light in the sense that you inspire others to change their ways and to be a better person too. Um, with the six of cups, I sense that that you now sort of just try and look at each moment, like you tackle life moment by moment, and you know that you can overcome any hurdle if you really put your mind to it and just come from a level of a place of desire and inspiration and work towards your goals. The next oracle card that we have here for you, Powerful. Okay, number 23. Forgiveness. Letting go. Healing. Growth and compassion. Interesting. The final oracle card we have for you is number 44. Beautiful synchronicity for you, Pile 4. Awesome. Presence. Awareness, attention, reality, and connection. Yes, so as I was really just hitting on, you're in a place now that you really can rely on your ability to just overcome any challenge in life by being in the moment and actually drawing on the inner strength that you have within you to tackle each battle step by step and moment by moment, like a little child would. You just sort of enjoy each moment as it comes. I'm sensing a group that's really had to go through some hardships and pain in life. You've had to really draw upon your resilience, as it says in the Nine of Matches here, and you've healed. I think either that or you're in a place of going through, you're in a place of working on yourself, Pile 4, and you're starting to heal and change and turn your life around. So it's either a case of you've really been able to turn your life around in the past, and you now look at life in a place of love and happiness and take each moment as it comes, or you're in a place of learning and growth and knowing how to really draw upon the strength within you to overcome each battle. You're in a healing place right now. And the people around you can see that. They can see that you are turning your life around, or that you have turned your life around already. And that is a truly inspiring message that you are sharing with other people. I am sensing a very strong-willed individual here. that that even though you are forgiving, people know that you're not to be crossed. I think that 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 you are very, very strong-willed and you have a lot of desire to reach your goals, and that you can overcome any battle and that you can win any fight that you're in. So I get a strong sense of someone that's not meant to be messed with, really. I do sense that you're in a place now where you're actually having to choose to be happy. That even though things may not have worked out the way you wanted it in life up to this point, that you understand that in order to turn your life around, that every day you need to choose to be happy and to present yourself in a positive way. And because of that, you're getting a lot of positivity back, I sense, Pile 4. People can see that you're making an effort in life. And they're starting to treat you differently. They're treating you more kindly and compassionately. Finally, Pile 4, we've got here the standard Rider-Waite Tarot deck. I'm just going to get a couple of cards for some further information and insight from the universe. Universe, please provide a couple more cards for pile number 4. How does the world see them? There we go. First card we have is the Hermit in reverse. And the last card we have is the Seven of Pentacles. That's perfect. Yes, pile 4, you've really been through some sort of darkness. I sense that you've been through the dark night of the soul. There's some, I'm not sure what it is that may have held you back, or possibly you've just had some heartache, a loss. You've had to really grieve over the loss of someone special, or something didn't really pan out the way you had planned to in life. So you had to really withdraw for a while, I sense, pile 4. You've really worked on yourself, or you're in a place of working on yourself now, but you've overcome those battles. Going through this darkness has allowed you to see the light within the happiness, well, the sun card here. And things are starting to pan out for you. I think you're in a place of actually starting to really achieve your goals in life. That you see you see challenges now not so much as something to really hold you back, but you look at life as in a sense of a challenge being an opportunity to grow and expand. And that's a really commendable trait that I think people are really inspired by. I'm just going to get one more card as a clarifier to indicate what maybe you've been through, to find out what it is that you went through that may have been a hard situation to overcome. But it sounds to me like you're a really inspiring individual with a lot of inner strength that can be shared with the world around you. Powerful. You've got the King of Cups in reverse. Right. So you're a very you're a strong-willed individual, but I sense a lot of emotional growth here. With Strength, the card of forgiveness, and the King of Cups in reverse, so the King of Cups upright is a very balanced individual emotionally. You just ride the ups and downs in life and just accept what comes to you. But I think you've really had to take a lot of time to work on your emotional reactions and reactivity to certain situations in life. You've had some heartache and pain. Maybe people have really cut you off before in the past, or you had to withdraw from some certain situations to actually learn how to react in certain situations, and learn how to let go of trying to dictate and control everything in life. But I see someone that's either really come out of this with a lot to give the world, and that looks at each moment now in a really sort of happy, positive place, or someone that is in the process of actually letting go and healing, and learning to love themselves and to not be so hard on themselves. And your friends, family, and the people that really care for you and that matter to you can see how much you've changed and how much work you've put into yourself. And I think that's something to really be commended, Paul, for. Keep working. Soon you'll turn these pentacles into something very special and amazing. I sense you have a lot to offer the world here with the rainbow too. I hope that resonated with you, Pile 4. If it did, please like and subscribe if you haven't already done so. I'd love to know what it is in your past that you've had to really work on or had to overcome. So please leave a comment in the comment section below. That's all I have. I wish you all the best, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks, Pile 4. Bye.